American women aren't choosing financial freedom because they don't want men. They're choosing it because the world changed, and men changed too. And in that shift, both sides ended up misunderstood, defensive, and more alone than ever. A woman I interviewed told me, "I'm not choosing money over love. I'm choosing stability over fear." Another said, "I work too hard for this freedom to risk losing it." And a man, sitting across from me in a different city, said, "Women don't want us anymore. They want independence." Two stories, two truths, two people living in the same country, experiencing completely different realities. And somewhere between their stories lies the real reason American women are choosing financial freedom over marriage, and why American men feel abandoned because of it. Modern America is watching a quiet transformation unfold, one that sits at the center of relationships, marriage, gender expectations, and personal identity. American women are increasingly choosing financial freedom over marriage, and American men are increasingly feeling confused, unwanted, overlooked, or frustrated by this shift. But this story isn't about blame. It isn't about who's right or wrong. It isn't about who destroyed what. It's about how two genders, living under the same roof of society, ended up walking two completely different emotional roads without realizing they were drifting apart. American women are not rejecting men. They're responding to a world that taught them survival requires independence. And American men are not becoming less worthy. They're struggling to find their role in a world that no longer needs them in the way it once did. This misunderstanding sits at the heart of modern dating. Women chasing security are seen as gold diggers. Men wanting to be providers are seen as controlling. Women striving for independence are seen as anti-marriage. Men longing for loyalty are seen as insecure. Both genders feel attacked. Both genders feel misunderstood. And both genders are quietly hurting. To understand why American women choose financial freedom over marriage, you must first understand the fear that shaped them. Many women grew up watching their mothers and grandmothers depend financially on men and suffer for it. They watched women stay in unhappy marriages because they couldn't afford to leave. They watched mothers sacrifice opportunities, dreams, and identities for marriages that didn't return the same loyalty. They watched women give everything and receive very little. So modern women learned early, if I want stability, I must build it myself. This is not bitterness. It's generational trauma transformed into self-protection. Women don't trust marriage because they've seen how quickly it can collapse and how harshly it can punish those who depend on it. And then there's the economic reality. Women now earn degrees at higher rates than men. They survive in a competitive workforce where success must be self-generated. They pay their own bills, afford their own lifestyles, buy homes alone, and build careers that define them. The modern American woman no longer needs marriage to access opportunities. She already built her own. To her, financial independence is not an option. It's oxygen. And because she earned every piece of it, the idea of risking it inside a marriage that statistically struggles is frightening. Not because she hates men, but because she fears losing control of the life she fought to create. Now let's bring in the masculine side. Because men didn't disappear from this story. While women were taught to fight for independence, men were taught to anchor their worth in provision. Men were raised to believe that success, strength, and stability define masculinity. But when women build their own financial independence, men often feel something they don't know how to say: replaceable. Not unwanted, but unneeded. And to a man, being unneeded feels like emotional extinction. He may not say it out loud, but many men feel like the world has taken away their role. They want to provide, but women already provide for themselves. They want to protect, but women don't want to depend on anyone. They want to build a life with someone, but many women are afraid marriage will break the life they've already built. So men interpret women's independence as rejection, and women interpret men's desire to protect or provide as control. Both sides are misreading each other, and the gap grows wider. It's not only culture shaping this divide, it's economics. Men today earn less, save less, and face more instability than previous generations. Women see this and think, I need to be self-reliant. Men see this and think, I'm not enough. Women feel fear of dependence. Men feel fear of inadequacy. Women don't want to lose stability. Men don't want to lose dignity. Women associate marriage with potential loss of freedom. Men associate marriage with potential loss of respect. And both are reacting to the same insecurity, just from different angles. Divorce is another quiet force behind the shift. While the divorce rate is not 70% for all marriages, women observe something more important than numbers: who ends up broken after divorce. Women see friends lose custody battles, financial assets, retirement savings, homes, stability, and emotional well-being. They see divorce courts that stretch for months, even years. They see women working twice as hard post-divorce to rebuild a life from the ashes of a failed relationship. So the modern woman concludes, if divorce can destroy me, I need to protect myself before marriage, not after. And that protection comes in the form of financial freedom. Men, on the other hand, fear divorce for different reasons. They fear false accusations, financial devastation, losing access to children, or becoming emotionally ruined. Their fear makes them cautious. Women's fear makes them independent. Both fear the same institution, but in different ways. Emotionally, American women have evolved. They want love, but not at the cost of losing themselves. They want companionship, but not dependency. They want connection, but not sacrifice of identity. Financial freedom gives them something marriage rarely offers: control. Women today don't want to submit to a household dynamic that history proved dangerous. They want equality, not just in name, but in stability, decision-making, and emotional labor. And marriage, in its traditional form, has not adapted fast enough to meet that expectation. But let's talk about men, because they are often left out of this conversation. Many American men today feel emotionally abandoned. They feel like nothing they do is enough. They feel judged for not earning enough, not achieving enough, not being ambitious enough, even though the economy is tougher on them than ever before. Men feel like they are competing with the world and their partner at the same time. Women say they want partnership, but many men feel like they are being measured against unrealistic standards. When a woman is financially independent, emotionally guarded, and career-driven, men often struggle to understand where they fit. They want to offer something meaningful, but everything meaningful seems already fulfilled. So men respond emotionally. They withdraw, they get discouraged, they feel unseen. Some become passive. Some become angry. Some become avoidant. Not because they don't want love, but because they don't understand how to be valuable in a world where women don't seem to need them anymore. Here's where balance matters. Women are not wrong for choosing security, and men are not wrong for wanting appreciation. Women's desire for independence is not an insult to men, and men's desire for purpose is not an attempt to control women. Women are protecting themselves from instability. Men are protecting themselves from irrelevance. Women don't want to be trapped. Men don't want to feel unnecessary. Both sides are afraid of different versions of loss. Financial freedom offers women safety. Emotional peace offers men safety. Women work to avoid dependency. Men work to avoid invisibility. And yet both end up lonely, misunderstood, and yearning for a connection that doesn't feel dangerous. The truth is simple. Women didn't choose financial freedom over marriage. The world forced them to. And men didn't become less appealing. The world made them feel replaceable. If men felt valued, admired, and emotionally respected, many would rise into their masculine potential. If women felt safe, supported, and secure, many would soften into partnership. But both genders are reacting to fear, not rejecting each other. Modern American relationships aren't broken because men failed or women changed. They're broken because society evolved faster than intimacy could adapt. American women choose financial freedom because the world taught them survival. American men choose emotional distance because the world taught them silence. And somewhere in the middle of all this evolution, both genders forgot how to build together. This is Mendecoded, where we don't blame men, don't shame women, and don't avoid the truth. we decode it.